annals of ancient history, few events rival the sheer magnitude and mystery of a single night when 185,000 soldiers perished without a sword being drawn. This astonishing occurrence is chronicled in the sacred texts of the Bible, where divine intervention altered the course of a siege and left an indelible mark on the collective memory of civilizations. The backdrop is the formidable Assyrian Empire, a dominant force in the ancient Near East, known for its military prowess and expansive conquests. Under the reign of King Sennacherib, the Assyrians set their sights on Jerusalem, the heart of the Kingdom of Judah. The city, under the leadership of King Hezekiah, faced an existential threat as the Assyrian army encamped around its walls, poised for invasion. Amidst the looming peril, King Hezekiah turned to the prophet Isaiah, seeking divine counsel and deliverance. The response was a prophecy of salvation, a promise that the city would not fall to the Assyrian forces. That very night, as recorded in 2 Kings 19:35, an angel of the Lord descended upon the Assyrian camp. By morning, 185,000 soldiers lay dead, their demise unexplained by conventional means. This event is not isolated in biblical literature. Isaiah 37:36 echoes the account, emphasizing the sudden and total nature of the Assyrian army's destruction. The consistency across these texts underscores the significance attributed to this divine act. The identity of the angel of the Lord has been a subject of theological discussion. In various biblical narratives, this figure represents a direct manifestation of God's will, executing judgment or delivering messages. In this context, the angel serves as an instrument of divine intervention, halting the Assyrian advance and safeguarding Jerusalem. The scale of this event has prompted inquiries beyond theological circles. Historians and archaeologists have sought tangible evidence of such a massive loss of life. Recent archaeological discoveries near Jerusalem have unearthed remnants of ancient military encampments, including a site believed to be linked to Sennacherib's siege. Artifacts and structural remnants suggest a sudden abandonment, aligning with the biblical narrative of a swift and catastrophic event. Alternative explanations have been proposed, ranging from sudden outbreaks of disease to natural disasters. However, the precise cause remains elusive, and the biblical account continues to be a focal point for discussions on divine intervention and historical events. The aftermath of this event was profound. The Assyrian army's withdrawal marked a turning point for Jerusalem, reinforcing the city's resilience and the perceived power of divine protection. For the Assyrians, the loss was a significant setback, and for King Sennacherib, it was a blemish on an otherwise formidable military record. This episode serves as a testament to the enduring power of faith narratives and their impact on historical consciousness. The story of the angel who decimated an entire army in a single night continues to captivate scholars, theologians, and believers, symbolizing the intersection of the divine with the temporal and the miraculous with the historical. As we reflect on this extraordinary event, we are reminded of the profound ways in which faith and history intertwine, shaping our understanding of the past and its influence on the present. Sennacherib's campaign against Judah wasn't a spontaneous military maneuver. It was part of a larger strategy to subdue rebellious vassal states and secure Assyria's dominance across the region. By the time he reached Judah, he had already swept through much of the Levant, leaving behind a trail of destruction and submission. Cities like Lachish, a key stronghold in Judah, fell under his siege. Reliefs found in Nineveh depict the conquest of Lachish in vivid detail: soldiers impaling captives, cities burning, spoils taken. The fall of Lachish was both a warning and a message. Jerusalem was next. But Jerusalem did not fall. Hezekiah, in anticipation of the siege, had taken steps to fortify the city. He rerouted water supplies through the now famous Hezekiah's Tunnel to bring fresh water into the city without exposure to the enemy. He reinforced the walls and prepared for a long siege. But all this military preparation would be meaningless without divine favor, and Hezekiah knew it. In a moment of national crisis, he humbled himself, donned sackcloth, and went to the temple to pray. Sennacherib, meanwhile, employed psychological warfare. He sent his emissary, the Rabshakeh, to taunt the inhabitants of Jerusalem in their own language, telling them not to trust Hezekiah nor their God. He claimed that none of the gods of the other nations had been able to save them, so why would Yahweh be any different? The intention was clear: break the people's spirit before breaking their walls. Hezekiah responded not with bravado, but with prayer. In Isaiah 37, his plea is recorded in full. He does not rely on the might of his armies or the strength of his fortifications. He acknowledges the reality: Assyria has laid waste to every nation it has come against. But he prays for deliverance, not for his own sake, but so that all the kingdoms of the earth would know that the Lord alone is God. The answer came through Isaiah the prophet. Sennacherib would not enter the city, not shoot an arrow, not build a siege ramp. He would return the way he came. This would not be a battle won by sword or shield, but by the sovereign hand of God. Then came the night. We are told that the angel of the Lord went out and struck down 185,000 soldiers in the Assyrian camp. By morning, the camp was filled with corpses. Sennacherib, the once mighty king, broke camp and returned to Nineveh in disgrace. Later, he would be assassinated by his own sons while worshiping in the temple of his god Nisroch. Another tragic irony. The exact nature of this destruction has fueled centuries of debate. Was it a supernatural act, as the Bible states, or a natural disaster interpreted through the lens of faith? Some scholars suggest a sudden outbreak of disease, perhaps the bubonic plague or cholera, could have swept through the crowded military encampment overnight. The Assyrians, like other ancient armies, traveled with livestock, slaves, and non-combatants. Sanitary conditions were poor. A single spark of infection could have ignited a deadly epidemic. Others speculate that a natural phenomenon, such as a seismic event, a sudden shift in weather, or even toxic gas, might have caused sudden mass death. However, none of these theories can fully explain the precision, timing, and scale of the destruction as recorded. Regardless of the mechanism, the event's impact is undisputed. Assyria did not conquer Jerusalem. A city on the verge of annihilation was saved. And Sennacherib, who had claimed divine invincibility, was humiliated. Interestingly, Sennacherib's own annals, carved in stone, mention the siege of Jerusalem. He boasts that he trapped Hezekiah like a bird in a cage, but conspicuously omits any mention of conquering the city. This silence is deafening. Assyrian kings glorified their victories and omitted their defeats. The fact that Jerusalem's fall is never claimed is a historical confirmation of the biblical account. For the people of Judah, this was not merely a political victory. It was a confirmation of divine covenant, a reinforcement of identity. The God who led their ancestors out of Egypt had once again delivered them from the hands of a superpower. This story would echo through the ages, retold by prophets, poets, and priests. Psalms would reference the angel of the Lord encamping around those who fear him. Later, Jewish and Christian thinkers saw in this story a pattern of divine deliverance, where trust in God triumphs over worldly might. In Christian theology, this angelic intervention has also been seen as a foreshadowing of final judgment. Just as the angel of death passed over Egypt or struck the Assyrians, so too would divine justice prevail at the end of days. In Islamic tradition, the story of a great destruction of enemy forces is also recognized, though with variations. The Quran references divine interventions to protect prophets and cities, aligning with the broader Abrahamic belief in angelic agents carrying out God's will. The motif of the angel of the Lord appears repeatedly in Scripture. In the story of Balaam, the angel blocks the path of a prophet. In Exodus, it leads the Israelites through the wilderness. In Judges, it calls Gideon to rise up. In each instance, the angel acts decisively, often delivering or defending God's people. What happened that night outside Jerusalem is a mystery wrapped in layers of faith, history, and symbolism. It is a testament to the unseen hand of providence, to the fragility of human pride, and to the enduring power of trust in something greater than oneself. This story remains relevant today, not merely as an ancient event, but as a parable. We live in a world where powerful forces still threaten the vulnerable, where fear often outweighs hope. The account of the angel who struck down 185,000 soldiers is a reminder that power does not always prevail, that sometimes deliverance comes not from strength, but from surrender, not from weapons, but from prayer. As we examine the ruins of empires and the remnants of battles, we are reminded that history is not only shaped by the might of armies, but by moments of the miraculous, when something greater interrupts the course of human events.